Hello, so here we are at Tandoof and it's a cold day, but I decided I was going to go sailing, whatever happened, no matter how cold. So here I am. This was going to be a Dinghy Cruising Association rally and people were going to come from all over, but they've all decided it's too cold and grim and that Brittany in early spring is a miserable place. Yes, it's drizzling. I'm going to put a reef in and then we should float off.
Walk with me. Let's leave the past behind. Walk with me. There's something else we need to find. Say you'll go, don't make me wait. There's no need to hesitate. Let's make footprints in the sand. Let's make miracles. Come hold my hand. Let's find something new. Me and you.
So the plan today is to take the flood tide across the Rade de Brest and up the river to a place called Daoulas, spend the night there and come back in the morning with the ebb tide. So here on the chart we set off from Tandoof, sail across the bay de Daoulas, and then up the Rivière de Daoulas, round the corner into the shallows and right up to the town of Daoulas at the end. Another reef. It rapidly became apparent that one reef wasn't enough, so I dropped the sail and stopped in the middle of the Rade to roll in another one. Okay, just entering this river. It's pretty well dead downwind. Probably have to jibe. Early here, really. Early on the tide. I'm going to find somewhere to stop and have a coffee. It's pouring with rain. Absolutely no idea where the channel is. It was odd with it. Very little sense which side they're on there. It's amazing how suddenly, it's really hard work getting onto the bank and getting in up the little creeks and saltings and laying out anchors. Yeah, and everything gets covered in mud and weeds and so on. It's a sudden change from just drifting up the creek under sail. Right, so what have we got for dinner? We have this, which I bought. I have a jar of cooked potatoes, so as we've said before, doing cooking programs on the television is not as easy as it seems. There is a pan just out of shot down there. We're putting things in the pan. Here we are. Fish in the pan. There we go. Put that on the stove to warm. While that warms up, we are going to open the potatoes. This is us chucking potatoes in the pan, cooking in the pan. Yeah. And what I'm going to do is put a plate on the pan to can all warm through. What do we do with our beer and all this? It's very nice. It's clearly got garlic and pepper and other things in it. So here I am For our American cousins, eating with knife and fork, we're allowed to do this. And in Britain and France, you use the knife to push the food onto the fork, and you use your fork in your left hand. Stateside, you have to swap your fork to your other hand. It's just mad. Just stop. Just stop. And come to your senses. Knife in right hand, fork in left hand. That's the way it works. I did have a little wander round in the dark, and it's very nice. Tide mill, all sorts of interesting things. Good morning. Dear me, nothing happens before coffee, does it? Nothing happens before coffee. Trouble is with these snug packed bags, they're a very tight fit in their stuff sack. Well, good morning, here we are. In order to get ashore, I went across to the quayside on the other bank, which I couldn't stop at overnight because it would have been too tall at low tide. This is Daoulas's tide mill, and this is the boulangerie. Well, a pretty place, Daoulas. I think the trouble is, having stopped for a croissant and pain au chocolat, now we're on a falling tide, which is nice. It's taking us down the river, But we do have to be careful not to run aground. But it's lovely, quiet, peaceful Breton countryside up this river. When I used to live in the country, I always would often go on holiday to towns because I lived in the country, so one wants a change when going on holiday. Now that I live in a town, I look at these little houses in remote Breton countryside around here and I think, ooh, they'd be very nice. Very nice to live there. When I got back to Tandoof, there wasn't enough water to get to the slipway because it was such a big spring tide, so I stopped and had some coffee at anchor while I waited.